It's Brian the Interview, and it's the day after UFC 323, and these are my thoughts. So starting off with Jan Blachowicz versus Bogdan Guskov, what a fight. Jan Blachowicz gets a few strikes off in round one. Bogdan Guskov kind of just sits at them. And overall, Jan got the first round. In the second round, the judges said that Bogdan Guskov got a 10-8, which I don't agree with. I think it was 10-9. And then in the third round, Jan Blachowicz pulled it away and got a 10-9 round. But the judges said it was a draw, which I do not agree with. I think Jan Blachowicz got the win because I don't agree with that second round. But yeah, Jan still got it. I just think he's just gonna stay in the division for a little bit longer. I don't think he has much of a career left. And then Bogdan, I don't think he has much crazy potential at 205. I don't think he's gonna go so far. And then after that, we got Peyton Talbot versus Henry Cejudo. Henry Cejudo is such a dog, but he's just too small for the division, man. Peyton Talbot's the up-and-comer. He took Cejudo down, even though I do think Peyton Talbot could have knocked him out really whenever he felt like it. But Cejudo just kind of is not good. He's just washed. That's the best way I can put it. Peyton Talbot got a few takedowns, used his size advantage very well. And I think Henry Cejudo has a broken face. And that's a wrap for Henry Cejudo's career, and what a way to end it. Then we have Brandon Moreno versus Tatsuya Taira. I don't agree with the stoppage they got. Taira was in a triangle position, or was getting triangled by Brandon Moreno in the first round. Nothing crazy. He lost the first round, came back in the second round, finished Moreno by ground and pound. I don't agree with the stoppage, but either way, I think Tatsuya Taira would have finished it there. So Tatsuya Taira is a contender, in my opinion, depending on how Brandon Royval goes against Cape. However that goes, decides what's going to go on with the flyweight division, but we'll go over that next. But Tatsuya Taira really just was showing off his skills. His striking looks much better. There was someone up with Moreno. I don't think he can stand at the top anymore. Then in the co-main event, what a way to finish it. Oh my goodness, 30 seconds in, Pantoja's smoking Van, throws a high kick, falls down. I don't know what it was. It looked like his elbow, but Dana and Magno Levy said it was his shoulder and not his elbow. I think it was both. I don't know, but what a crazy way to end that Pantoja run he had. But I think Van can't be champ for a very long time. Hopefully Pantoja can get back in soon, but what a way to finish it. That was wild. Yeah, he posted and really messed up his elbow. Yeah. Hopefully he can come back, and I think he beats Van in the rematch. I think he beats Tatsuya Taira. I think he beats Brandon Royval and Cape. Yeah, but hopefully he can get back soon and he'll be the same as he was. And then in the main event, oh my goodness, Merab gets out-wrestled and out-striked. What a way to end that win streak. Peter Yan is a monster. Peter Yan outstruck him. He got a bunch of takedowns. Couldn't get taken down by Merab. And it looked like Merab was even a little tired in the fifth round. The body shots were nasty. Peter Yan just put on a masterclass performance. Whoa, that was crazy. What a way to end that. I don't know if Merab will get the immediate rematch, but hopefully we can run that back. I'm not trying to make excuses, but Merab did look a little off, in my opinion. He was, but I just think that's what it's like when you cut from, I would say, he walked around, let's just say 160. That's what happens when you cut from 160 to 135 4 times a year. Yeah, I think the fighting so much took a toll on him. But overall, I think Peter Yan, I think he just is that good. He's been training for Marab since that loss, I believe. And Peter Yan just put on a masterclass performance. And those are my thoughts on the UFC 323, the last pay-per-view ever. Yeah.
Pantoja, no. Can you restart that, please?
Hey guys, this is my brother Reid. We both got our predictions wrong for UFC 323 co-main and main event. And starting off, we're going to go over Pantoja versus Van. Reid, what are your thoughts on Pantoja getting injured within like 30 seconds of the fight?
I feel like that's stupid, and I feel like Van didn't earn that. If Pantoja didn't, his elbow didn't do anything, I feel like Pantoja would have won if his elbow didn't do anything bad.
Yeah, I agree with you on this. But the only thing I disagree with you here is Pantoja did post. He did post. I really like Pantoja, but he posted. It is still his fault. I think it was close. I wish they could get the rematch sooner because I think that Pantoja was blasting through him. Like we saw in the first few seconds, Pantoja was throwing, and it just looked like Van was a little overwhelmed, and it looked like he was super surprised when he found out. But I think he's just happy that he didn't have to fight Pantoja. So I hope Pantoja can get back soon. And in the rematch, do you think Pantoja's going to win?
Definitely. If Pantoja shouldn't have slowed it down he shouldn't have stopped winging. He should have been straight throw, low kicks, more grapple.
I gotta disagree with you on that one. Every throw it all landed. Every single punch landed. That's just his style. He's fine. I don't think he should have done any other way. It was working, in my opinion.
He shouldn't have grappled though.
You can't just grapple right away. He had to. His striking.
He should have found it.
But we were 30 seconds into the fight. I don't think he could have done anything there. He posted from a high kick he threw that landed. It's just, I gotta disagree with you on that. So
I know Van didn't earn the belt. He should have earned that. If Van was gone, I felt like he was not right for Pantoja. I felt like he was not I felt like he was going to try and find out what was going to happen. That's it.
Yeah. So next fight is the main event. Merab lost. Peter Yan got the upset win. And Merab just looked off to me. I don't know. I think it was just fighting 4 times a year caught up to him. And Peter Yan looked like a monster. What are your thoughts on that?
I felt like Merab did not look good. He was winging in the first round and stuff. I know he was landing. And then when Peter Yan found out, he was he hit him with that body kick. Merab he was like, ah. It was bad. Merab just he was winning in the first round, then he just stopped doing throwing punching and stuff.
I think Merab, he tried staying active. He just couldn't get that takedown. Peter Yan's takedown defense was so good. Yeah, I believe Merab is going to get the rematch. I think, if that Peter Yan shows up again, I don't know if Merab beats him, but hopefully Merab can have a full recovery, a good training camp, get to healthy Merab, and Merab his way through Peter Yan again.
And Merab was like doing Merab was doing crazy stuff. He was like, he did like he was kickboxing all rug.
Are those your final thoughts?
Peter Yan was ready for this fight, though. We saw.
I agree with you there, and those are Reid and I's final thoughts on the co-main and main event of UFC 323. I'm awake.
Ready?
Okay. It's about the interview here, and me and my dad are going to be going over UFC 323 main card. We're going to start with Jan Blachowicz versus Bogdan Guskov. I just think that Bogdan Guskov didn't throw enough. I think he could have knocked out Jan really whenever. I just think he was too respectful, and Jan just kind of showed that's what it takes. Like, he showed that championship mentality in that fight. He just stayed with it, but it did go to a draw. Do you agree with that? I disagree.
What time was pay-per-view over last night?
2 a.m.
Because you look tired.
I am tired.
Yeah, you look a little tired.
Mm-hmm.
You sure you can do this?
I can do this.
All right. I thought the decision was, I told you last night, I said they're probably going to call this a draw. Blachowicz won the first, won the last, 10-8 on the second. I don't know. But I did think, what's his name again? What's the guy? Glaska, how do I say it?
Bogdan Guskov?
Yeah, Guskov. He gave up the elbows at the end. If he was throwing the elbows at the end, I think he would have put it away. He threw 1 or 2. He just had to keep going. If he got aggressive from that top position, I think he would have ended the fight. So I think he kind of gave the victory away. And Blachowicz, he's got a lot of championship level experience and showed off. He knew how to, in the beginning, he was kind of playing. Second round loses, third round knows what he has to do, and he went for it. It was great. Experience matters.
Yeah.
And you can see that was a draw because one guy's experience did not equal the others, and it's just class styles. Interesting fight, not the most exciting fight, and it was funny because we were all sitting there saying, "Oh, this probably won't go anywhere near the distance," and of course, it went the distance. We jinxed it.
I think it was just pretty clear what both of them had to do, and they kind of just did a little bit. I think Jan did what he had to do. I just don't think Guskov. I don't think he did what he needed to do.
Yeah, I don't think he has a killer instinct for the division at that level. It's going to be hard for him. I think he'll be a win some, lose some kind of guy. I don't see him going on any kind of big streak unless he gets the killer instinct. Bo Nickel, I thought, was washed out too, and then he came back pissed off and now smoked somebody. So, I mean, the guy can find it, but what he showed me last night, I just don't see longevity for him. I think he'll be somebody that'll have a moderate career, but I don't see him really flirting with the top of the division.
Then after that, we have Henry Cejudo versus Peyton Talbot.
All I want to say here is, to be honest, goodbye to Henry Cejudo. Goodbye, go away. You're annoying. I've never really liked you. I'm over him.
I think this fight was like the perfect entry for Peyton Talbot to get in the top, not even top 15, his top 10. Like he's going to be in the top 10 now.
This little dude who had, the reach differential was insane. I think it's good that Talbot got to go the distance with Cejudo, but it's Cejudo, old and washed. I don't mean to really be so hard on him, but I feel like the guy has been given way more chances than anybody else. Sure, Olympic gold medalist, double champ, all that stuff. But, he hasn't been that guy for a very long time. I think it's good Talbot got the experience. I think Talbot showed some things I haven't seen before. It was nice to see Talbot working the body. It was fun fight, but I think it's inconsequential in terms of skill and experience in reality. It'll help Talbot. Cejudo got paid. He goes away. Thank God. And is what it is.
Yeah, I think it was pretty obvious what was going to happen. I think we all thought Peyton Talbot.
I thought it was going to be a round. I didn't think it's going to go the distance.
I think Peyton Talbot could have finished him in the first round. I think he was trying to prove that he can wrestle a little bit too much. Like if he could have finished in round 2, I think it was pretty clear. But
I mean, it's what it is on that one. Yeah, I thought Talbot would have smoked him on the striking. Talbot clinched way too much. He was super long. When he was staying long, he was really, really effective, but he kept coming in. I don't know if he was trying to prove the wrestling or I don't know. It was kind of odd because he was landing, and then he would walk through his own distance, get that clinch against the fence. So again, it was so Talbot proved he could beat up a short guy, and it proved that Cejudo's done. Outside of that, I think Talbot's got a really hard run because there are some killers waiting for him.
Yeah. And then after that, we have Tatsuro Taira versus Brendan Moreno. This one, I think either way, Tatsuro Taira is going to win. It's just at stoppage, I didn't agree with. I think Brendan Moreno could have potentially got up, but Tatsuro Taira did show how good his striking improved. And like, even in the first round, how Brandon Moreno was just like, kind of like just land on that, or just, he was just waiting for like, or he's just hanging on that triangle. And like, it was like, he never got like a chance to finish it, but Taira just kind of lasted and then pulled him out in the second round.
I think Moreno is good. I don't think he has a killer instinct to the level that you need to be consistent at that level. I think Taira showed championship qualities I never saw in him before. He was hungry. He was more well-rounded. He was trying to actually hurt somebody this time. It wasn't wild exchange to get to grappling. It was an all-around good performance. I think the next couple fights for him will be very interesting. I think he has potential championship qualities.
Yeah, in my opinion, I think he could potentially beat Van. I believe he beats Van.
I think he smokes Van.
Yeah, I think Van got lucky.
I think Van is good. I don't think he's great. I think he's very young. He lacks experience. I think Van in time will evolve greatly, but the Van that has the belt right now, I mean, Pantoja was walking through him. I'm sorry. Pantoja was going to smoke him.
Yeah, we'll go.
It's really unfortunate that it went down the way it went down, but yeah, Van's not going to be holding on to that belt very long.
Yeah, so this is a good segue into the co-main. Pantoja versus Van, you basically just had your thoughts on it. I think that Pantoja was, if it went like that first round, he would have finished it, in my opinion. Like, it was ridiculous.
He was landing everything he threw was landing. His aggression's still there. The reason I love Pantoja is he's like this pissed off guy that's just coming at you. And it was in full effect. He was being aggressive, throwing what he wanted to throw. He was landing, the pressure was there. I think it was just classic Pantoja and a very unfortunate, I don't know what kind of injury it was, looked like an elbow. They're saying it's his shoulder. If it popped out, pop back in, he'll be back pretty quick. If anything stretched out or torn, then we're looking at potential surgery or a long rehab. But I think Pantoja comes back even more angry, more pissed off, and I think whoever they put in front of him, he's going to be a problem.
Yeah, I don't even think, if it's serious, Van's going to have to defend his title.
And I don't think he's beaten any of these guys.
Yeah, depending on how Cape...
Cape, I think he could beat. Honestly, I think he'd beat Cape. I'm sorry.
Do you think Cape beats Royval, though, next weekend?
I don't know. That's tough. I'm not going to fully make a pick there, but I will say if Van has to fight Cape, I think Cape is the right kind of guy for him. I think a well-rounded guy that's tall and long is going to be hard for him. That's why I think Taira is a really rough go. I think Taira beats him. I think he gets submitted by him.
You think I believe Taira wins. Do you think they're going to have Van go the easier route or the harder route, or do you think they're just going to wait this out and have him fight Pantoja?
It all really comes down to the problem in the UFC now is they have to put on a certain amount of events with title fights because all the number of events have to have a title fight. They have to do a certain amount of numbered events. Now that they're going to Paramount, I don't know what their schedule is, but you're going to have a certain amount of fight nights, certain amount of Apex, certain amount of whatever, and it really comes down to availability of champions. That's how these title fights come about. So if you're available, if you're the only guy available, you have to fight. If they don't have anyone available, they make it an interim belt or they make up the BMF belt or whatever. So really that division will come down to who's going to be able to fight first quarter, but they have a lot of title fights lined up. I think they can wait. I think we're good through March. But if they start getting into April and guys aren't available, you're going to see a fight there.
Yeah, and then we're going to talk about the main event now. Merab versus Jan, number 2. It looked like 2 completely different people in the first and second fight with Jan. Jan and Merab. Merab looked just... I
was a believer in Jan up until the Aljamain fight because his career really got choppy after that. But last night was a better version of the best version of Jan that I really enjoyed going back to that Aljamain situation. Jan was really a well-rounded killer that I was like, wow, this dude's a huge problem. He lost it a little bit, but he was back in full effect, looked great, amazing shape. I mean, the body shots. I think as a coach, I'm looking at last night. I think last night was a reminder of how devastating body shots are. We've been seeing it when Roundtree basically lost to Herrera from body shots and Yuri from body shots. There's been some really solid body work going on, and last night was just a continuation of guys throwing really well to the body.
Cejudo
Talbot was wrecking the body.
Yeah.
So those little gloves to the body shots, those were great. We talk about the evolution of the sport. I don't think there's that much more we can figure out how to do in terms of like techniques we can do, but I think we run through waves where we get reminded, oh, this actually works. And I think we're in an era where wrestling's kind of making a comeback and body shots are absolutely making themselves known. So I think last night was just a continuation of what we've been seeing if I'm nitpicking from a coaching perspective. But it was great. I love to see that Jan out-wrestled him. Jan used his striking to slow him down. I think 4 times is too many fights. I think that, again, I say this all the time, as a fighter, you're flying close to the sun, and sometimes, your wings are going to catch fire. And last night, Merab just went to the sun too many times, wings caught fire. I don't think this says anything about Merab outside of the fact that, he just pushed it one too many times. If that fight happened in March instead of yesterday, maybe it would have been a little bit different. But yeah, that guy hasn't stopped training for a year. He's been cutting weight. And unless you've cut weight consistently, you have no idea the devastating effect that has long-term on your body.
He starts cutting weight that week, so it's a lot of strain on his body for like 3, it's like just like those 3 days. I don't know how he does it in 3 days. He does that 4 times a year. Too much, yeah. Even in the back, I said he didn't look very well. He looked drained out even yesterday, which we don't usually see. He looks pretty full on fight day. Yeah, I think that if he gets like a full healthy recovery, comes back full Merab, I think that he could Merab his way through, but
I don't know. Peter Yan he shut him down tactically in so many ways. Merab can't be Merab. Merab's got to be another version of Merab going forward. So, yeah, I look forward. We have a big break. There's going to be, we got one more fight night.
And then we got 5 or 6 weeks off.
Yeah, so.
And then we get 2 pay-per-views back to back.
Well, I mean, we have a monster start to the Paramount deal.
And then there's, and then I think they have do they have February off? Yeah.
Oh, you have February. You got a lot of fights coming up.
There's no numbered cards on, I don't think, in February.
I don't think we really have what's going on. They're announcing fights as we go.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll have to come back next week and we'll talk about the fight night and then see if there's any more news about other events coming out. I think that going from ESPN to Paramount, they're still trying to figure out what to do and how they're going to do it. We don't even know. Is the commentating team going to be the same? What's production going to look like? How is Paramount being a home of the NFL and other things going to impact the UFC schedule the same way college football impacted the UFC on ESPN? We'll see. I don't know. This Paramount deal is something we definitely should talk about another time because there's a lot of unknowns due to that.
Yeah, I think they're literally now realizing that there's a lot that's going to have to change here because they had.
Well, I don't know if it's a lot has to change. I think a lot's just going to change because there's a lot of things. But I think we should get into that on the next one.
Yeah.
So let's get together on the next episode and let's really chop up the difference between the model they were working on before and how this Paramount deal potentially could affect the sport, good, bad, and everything in between.
So those are our thoughts on UFC 323 main card.